Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family, Patreon family, Rumble family, Heart's Home family, BitChute family, HEEARTS family.
Yes. Anything with the last name of family.
We are family.
Yeah. Like that.
And Rama's here. Hello, boys and girls.
He's so cute, isn't he?
He is adorable. Anyway, here we go. It has been a long time, not since we rock and rolled, no, since we did a mantra video. And I just thought this just hit me out of the blue. We need to do a mantra video to the goddess of wisdom and music herself, Saraswati. Saraswati, you will also hear it pronounced Sarasvati. The W and the V type sounds, you'll hear it either way.
Yes, you will. And it just sounds pretty, rolls off the tongue.
Yes, and so she is the goddess of wisdom. So if you are learning something, if you are in school or taking on something new, something that you need to learn new things, develop new ways, this would definitely be an energy that you would tap into. Also, if you are a musician or an aspiring musician, or you want to, pick up maybe some sort of instrument on a bucket list, hey, there you go. This is another one to tap into. These energy currents are just that. Again, everything is consciousness. And these are archetypal forces as well as real, actual beings. And they are beings that had many, many incarnations like we, typical humans, and as well as perhaps incarnations as not typical humans as well. This is all about consciousness exploring itself in so many different ways.
Indeed.
I was going to ask you some of the astrological aspects of Saraswati because I saw that it would make sense too. She was associated also with the planet Mercury too, which is interesting. There's, again, a lot of ways to do mantras, tons of different mantras to each one of these energy currents. So I wanted to just pick out something that was as simple as possible.
Swati is related to a lot of people who have Libra rising or a Libra moon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because again, we have the nakshatras, and so Swati is actually yours.
It's mine. Yes, I'm a Swati rising. Mm-hmm.
She is a Swati rising, so that's why I always go to her for wisdom.
He's so kind.
And so, again, when you see these depictions with multiple arms like this, what they're trying to say is these are very, very high-level beings that, again, have had innumerable incarnations. They've been here on this realm. They've done pretty much everything we've done. They've learned and they've grown. Now, they're also energy currents. So something that we learn, if you ever did study or got curious to study, say, magic and different magical theory, especially going down the chaos magic line of thinking, it wouldn't even really matter so much if this was a real person, if enough people thought it was a real person and it had certain characteristics. Just by bringing your attention to this line of thinking, this energy current, you can tap into it. And thus, you could benefit from every single person that has put their focus into, in this case, the search of wisdom in music.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, we are creators to that extent. And I believe these beings, when I talk about nakshatras and I'm doing a chart, I think the two nakshatras that are most important in a chart are the rising and the moon nakshatra. And each one of these beings take up a little teeny tiny piece of the sky. Like Libra nakshatra Swati takes up a very small portion of the sky, and the information that you get from that, to me, I find to be very valuable, because a zodiac sign is great, but it's very wide and it's very vast, and it's just kind of, it's, just really wide, and there's so much information. It's far reaching, whereas a nakshatra, you really narrow that down, and once you find out your nakshatra and you learn that nakshatra, you're really finding out very distinct pieces about yourself. Like all of my life, I've always gone after tried to find that wisdom, the lessons in life, musically inclined. I tried music, didn't do too well when I was young, but I'm willing to learn new things. So I am always looking for the wisdom in something, especially when I make mistakes. It's like, wow, I did this thing wrong, but what did I learn from it? And I hold on to that. I really do. So that's been a big part of my life.
Absolutely. So you may know or have heard that there is a trinity in Hinduism. In fact, there's a double trinity because you have Shiva and you have Vishnu and you have Brahma, but you also have the counterparts to those three. So those are like the yang energies of those three masculine beings. That you could look at that as saying that's the yang, and then the yin counterpart would be Saraswati or Saraswati again, and Parvati, and also Lakshmi. So when you look at this, it's actually like a yin and yang, so to speak, energy currents of these, what is together, massive archetypal forces, as she is the counterpart to Brahma, the creator, and Vishnu's counterpart is Lakshmi, and Vishnu the preserver. But at the same time, we get that Vishnu is the ultimate creator of this universe. It's through Brahma that the creation comes about. As you could look at it like it's Vishnu's vision, and it's Brahma that is the literal engineer that's doing the blueprints and organizing the construction, so to speak, of this particular universe. And then Shiva is the destroyer, but also he's the one that wipes the slate clean for new things to come in. And again, you can use these energies in your life when you need to, as applicable. And Parvati is his counterpart. And it's interesting to note that Parvati created out of the ground itself Ganesha, who is the remover of obstacles and also the root chakra. And so each one of these beings also has a bija. Bija means seed, or you could take it to mean root mantra that is applicable to them. And there's several, but there is a sound. And so when we're looking at Saraswati, you'll see things, and these could be confusing too. You'll get used to it over time. Aim is the bija sound of Saraswati, or Sarasvati. So what we're going to do is this very simple mantra: Om, Aim, Saraswati, Namaha. Namaha is a symbol of respect. So what would Namaha equate to? It's like going in person to somebody and tipping your hat and nodding and bowing, or maybe prayer hands at the heart center and bowing. It's showing you respect them and their abilities. And in doing so, you allow that open connection with them so they could then in turn bless you with their wisdom, knowledge, and energy. Because this is what happens when we call on them, they send their energy to us. And so it's fascinating, as we've done a lot of experiments. What happens is each one of these beings has a different palette of colors of energy that they send to you. And these energies and the colors, they get added to your aura, and they change your aura. Literally, they will change your aura. And if we are calling on these energies will be blessed by the energy that they bring.
It's you could call it something like spiritual etiquette.
I was going to say it's almost like spiritual painting by the numbers, you know,
yeah.
when you think about it.
It is. It's very, very beautiful. It's like, how do you correspond with the spiritual side of things? And this is how. And we like to teach this because it's very, very deep for both Mike and I. It's been very profound. It's been life-changing. It's really helped us in so many ways just make things better. And the world that we live in right now, I got to tell you, there's so much uncertainty out there. No one person can prepare for all the things that could possibly happen. But you know what? You can have a spiritual practice. You can have a mantra. And every time we have put these mantras, these prayers, these actions into action, I mean, our life has been changed for the better. So this is why we like to really push the spiritual side of everything. You really cannot go wrong by learning a mantra at all, that I could see.
No, and again, if you are somebody that's done mantras for a long time and you're used to doing things a certain way, you know, feel free always to tailor it, because it's really about the root that is tapping in. So I'm in Saraswati or Sarasvati, depending on what you're used to saying. You could do Om I'm Saraswataye, which is just basically a little bit of an embellishment on the grandness of this being. NAMAH or Namo Namah or NAMAH. Again, it's whatever feels right. And I think as somebody that's gone to a lot of kirtans, I've seen where, you know, depending on the rhythm and the song that people are coming up with, they'll change it. You know, if Nama doesn't sound right to end with, Namaha or Namo Namah, that works too. It's really, and you could even be, if you really want to break it down and you feel confused, you could just do I'm, Om, I'm, you could just do that, and that'll work too. With Ganesha, I've done many times. His root sound is Gam. Om, Gam, and just feel it. Feel it vibrating through your entirety of your being. Often I would do Om Gam, and then I would follow it up with the Bija mantras and sounds for also not just Sarasvati, but Lakshmi as well, and Parvati. And you could even add in carefully the Kalima, because Kali you want to do in small doses only when needed. It would be our recommendation. And so we could touch on Kali again. Kali is in some ways an energy that is needed with this system, but it's like, be very aware of the power of Kali. And also, you know, again, that united goddess energy, which is so powerful because it is the energy of creation. This whole material universe is goddess energy.
It certainly is. You know, in Vedic astrology, I learned like the planets themselves are masculine, but everything that is put upon those planets, everything that is growing on those planets, the streams, the rivers, everything that you see and touch is feminine. So, you know, that's a very powerful energy, the energy of creation. But that's how in Vedic astrology, that's how things are explained, or at least one of the teachings that I did have.
So I'll give you guys links to a couple other ones if you want to, you know, go down the rabbit hole and and learn some other ones that are much more difficult. There's so many specific mantras, but really it's just the I'm sound in Saraswati or Sarasvati, depending on what you are comfortable with. Again, it depends on what region you're really in and what aspect or tradition that you're coming out of. But this is absolutely one that we need for this time. We certainly need to be in prime spiritual intelligence shape for everything that is going on with this world. So again, this particular mantra, it would simply be Om Aim Saraswati Nama or Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Nama. So we just wanted to share that with you guys and just spread a little bit of divine wisdom in the world.
We hope it helps.
Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.